Arsenal, you haven't quite won the Champions League, and you definitely haven't won any kind of Gold Cup just yet, and you've got quite the small task of an incredible PSG in the final. So
Yeah.
let's just see, Let's just see.
I don't think he's defending. I'd rather see him higher at the pitch. There's not many kind of quality left midfielders out there. Yeah, that's probably what I think. Because basically, I think he's going to turn into Gareth Bale.
How are we, fellow Reds? And welcome to this latest match preview of the upcoming game against Sunderland with me, Spen and Chaz. Before we get into it, something different. Wherever you're watching and listening, let us know what country you're in, how long have you supported Man United, and why do you love them so much? We love to hear from fellow Reds around the world, so get in the comments and let us know. And as always, a massive thanks to those of you who are already subscribing and following. If you're not, what are you waiting for? We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all the socials. Come and join your fellow Reds. We'd love to have you. But Chaz, we're back. Game coming up. Still basking in the win against Liverpool. Yeah. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Like, obviously, it's nice to have the Champions League. Obviously, we'd like to be competing for titles and things like that, but obviously the bar's been dropped a little bit. So you still got to take it. Like, we haven't won a trophy, but we've got Champions League football. We're back where we belong. So yeah, it's nice to secure that early, and then I will get into it. But like, enjoy these last few games. Maybe see some youngsters is what I'm hoping for. So yeah, good place.
Maybe giving away a little bit as his predicted lineups early potentially. But yeah, we'll get into it. Before we do, as always, let's look at what's been going on since we last caught up. So, Man City slip up, and fans leaving early at 3-1, including a certain Noel Gallagher, Chaz.
Yeah, he was there. It was 10 minutes left. I think it was 81st minute or something. I think I saw the clip. Yeah, big. Like, I think we did say it beforehand. It's like they hate playing Everton. As our City mate always mentions, he hates playing Everton away. And he's like, they always turn up against him. And to be fair, they did. So yeah, like, I think it's probably done. I think Arsenal will. The only one I think they might struggle with is this weekend, just because West Ham are fighting for their lives. So maybe that's the one. But other than, I just think they're going to get over the line. I think they'll win the rest of their games.
Yeah.
I do think so. I don't know. I guess there could be a draw against West Ham. I do think that's the one where, like, if they win on, I think it's Sunday, then I think it's Arsenal for sure. Then.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that, like we said, I think we knew this game was going to be a tricky one, at the Hill Dickinson. But I think that Doku goal could be massive, even psychologically for Arsenal as well. They've definitely got a wobble in them, and I don't know if it's going to come this weekend, but I don't know. That goal just seemed
it could be massive.
And
yeah.
I take no pride in City or joy in City winning anything, but it was funny when 3-1 they're all leaving, and then Haaland scores that great chip, and you just see him trying to get back in, and then like I say, that Doku goals, some of them, imagine if that wins them the title, and some of them have missed it because they weren't there to back the team. So tricky one. But also, Arsenal might not be that bothered now because they've won the Champions League, right?
Yeah, they won the semi-final championship, didn't they?
The semi-final championship Gold Cup.
Yeah. I did see Ian Wright saying, like, just let him celebrate. So I do get, like, we've not been in a Champions League final for a long time now, and I imagine if we got to Champions League final, it would be absolutely mental. So I do get it. And the only thing I don't like is the players, like, doing the, when you hold hands and do, I'm like, save that for a final, like, not for a semi-final. Like, I mean, I think it's fine for fans to get crazy excited because it is amazing. I think players, you obviously celebrate, like, that initial release, but, like, when it keeps going on and on, like, maybe calm down a little bit, but I'm sure that'll piss off the Arsenal fans as usual.
I don't know, mate. Maybe I'm getting a bit Roy Keane in my old age, but it does feel mad to be celebrating that hard for winning a semi-final. And I know it's a massive one. I know it's the Champions League, but of course, like, the relief and the excitement to go into a final is big, but just classically them, it just seemed over the top a little bit. And I don't understand. And all this chat about, have you heard about this Gold Cup that they're gonna be getting apparently?
No, what's this?
No. So a lot of fans are saying because if they win it, they'll have gone unbeaten in the Champions League. Apparently they got like, I don't even know if this is true, but I heard that they got like a different Premier League
Oh, the
from the
Invincibles one. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
So
Yeah,
they're saying that if they win the Champions League, they'll get like a special gold edition, which is so Arsenal.
key
And
thing is here is they're not going to win it because PSG are
yeah,
ridiculous.
I know, but it was mad. And literally, I heard someone the other day as well say that they would be the greatest Champions League team ever, purely based on the fact that they haven't lost. And look, are you actually looking at the guys who you're going to be up against in the final? Like
Yeah,
they have been probably one of the most impressive teams in this Champions League. And yes, you might not have lost, but you've also stunk the gaff out in a lot of rounds. So I'm not
yeah.
sure how I
That's why I
feel about
liked
that.
last night from PSG because obviously the week before, like the 5-4 ridiculous game. This one they got the goal early, and then they showed how good they are defensively. And then on another night they could have. Neil made some really good saves throughout the game, so I think it showed they're not all about attack. They can defend as well. Um, And I don't know, I just can't really was surprised if Arsenal win it. But you do know they have got a kind of stinky defensive performance and a Gokeres penalty in them. But I just
Yeah.
think PSG will have too much. They're so good. Like I think I can't remember who said it on a podcast this morning, but it's like they seem to be a bit like the Barca team who battered us twice. Like it looks like it's one of those generational teams where they're just unbelievable and to win potentially back-to-back Champions Leagues. And Arsenal are kind of like not at that level. So if they played this game 10 times, I think PSG would win it 9. You just got to hope that it's not that one time when Arsenal win it.
Yeah, they've got top quality all over the pitch. It's ridiculous. And I just think they've got different ways of unlocking teams. And I watched the game last night. And as you said, it was obviously different to that ridiculous game last time. But it did feel like PSG kind of learned and said, right, if we get a goal, which obviously gave them a two goal advantage, let's not be crazy because, you know, Bayern have got like amazing firepower as well. And
Yeah.
Harry Kane proved that as well. So yeah, Arsenal, you haven't quite won the Champions League, and you definitely haven't won any kind of Gold Cup just yet, and you've got quite the small task of an incredible PSG in the final. So
Yeah.
let's just see, eh? Let's just see. Um, Other news moving on to United, a potential Betway sponsorship of our training kit. So apparently we're in advanced talks. It's to sponsor the club training kit, be around 20 million quid. As you probably know, front of kit kind of gambling sponsorship has been banned from next season. So
Yeah.
this
So it's quite a
feels like
cheeky one.
a little bit way through the back door, and it's not gone down too well with a lot of the fans. What do you think about it?
Uh, yeah, it does feel a bit like a bit sneaky in a sense that, okay, they banned it everywhere else. And yeah, I feel like we could probably got a 20 million quid sponsorship from someone else. Why did we have to get it from a bet company the same season that a betting company's been banned from front of shirt? So yeah, I feel like it's a bit unnecessary. And it's like, I always like to think we're quite a morally kind of high club. And that's not really in the style of Man United, I don't think. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it, but I'm not going to be buying Betway training gear anyway. So
Yeah, well, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because Man United are a different beast. They're massive, so you got to think about every move they make. And you know, you'd feel they'd have other options. So why even kind of flirt with this? But maybe not,
yeah,
maybe not. And you know, obviously we do have gambling sponsors already, and you know, and Betfred and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting how that would all kind of work together. But it just feels like I don't know. Do we need to do this? I'll
yeah,
say it. Fellow Reds like a bet. So if Betway, you know, fancy sponsoring this instead,
yeah.
come and
We'll take the 20
come and
million.
talk
It's
to us.
fine.
Come and
I
talk.
say
We'll
half price, 10 million. Fine.
go on. Chaz, you're being kind there, but yeah, better way. You know, if you want to speak to us, come and let us know.
Yeah,
But from a United point of view, it just feels like do we need
bit
to,
unnecessary. Yeah.
especially when it's so topical. But bit of United news there, thought was worth mentioning. So we'll see what happens with that one. But let's get into it.
I was
The
going to say actually
Mackhems,
before, have you seen
hold on,
the last 3 games of the season? We'll be wearing year's shirt. Apparently, this
is
is a
it?
thing I've not seen. I think apparently it's something that has been done before by other clubs. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's. I think they're wearing it at Sunderland, definitely for their home game. They'll be wearing the new shirt. Which I don't know if you've seen it.
I think I saw some rumors of maybe like the last 2 or 3 games, and
Yeah,
yeah, the shirt itself is it collar?
Yeah, collar and quite chunky Adidas stripes. I'm not a massive fan of it, but sometimes you can't really tell when it's just an image of it. When you see the players on it, like you can maybe tell. But um, yeah, I don't know where this new trend. I guess it's like basically it's advertising for the shirt for next year. Um, but yeah, so that'll be a different kit. We'll see this weekend probably.
Yeah. Uh, you know what? While we're on it, Chaz, I'm sure loads of United people are listening and probably, Snapdragon as well. I really want a classically stripped back kit, and I'd love Snapdragon to do something where do you really need the logo and the
Yeah,
words as well? I think just the logo on its own, a bit of mystique as well. I think people are familiar with that logo now after a full season. But if not, maybe that's kind of creating some, oh, who's the sponsor on the front of the
yeah,
United kit. And imagine just having that there. I think it just look a bit cleaner and nicer than
yeah.
that.
It's a bit
And
big, isn't it? At least the one I
yeah,
saw. It's just like
yeah,
yeah, a lot in your face, a bit obvious. Yeah, I like obviously a lot of clubs are trying to do these retro kits and stuff, and I think if you're going to do it, like just go all in on it.
yeah.
With like like you said, a smaller sponsorship. But I guess there's probably legal rules on sizes of logos and all that sort of stuff. Because I think was it this season's kit or last season's kit there, the replica shirt was different to the actual one the players wore, and I think it was again, it's the sponsor was a lot bigger on the one that we buy, um, versus the one they wear. So again, it's stuff all tied up in legal. That'll be an extra £1,000,000 or something probably, won't it? So.
No doubt. And who was it in the past? Was it Paddy Power or someone else who kind of basically paid to not have a sponsor on front of a kit, so they just left it empty? That is
Yeah,
glorious.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
love, but maybe defeats the object of the sponsorship. But again, maybe it's just that mystique of, oh, why is there no kit sponsor of Man United? Bit of a search, bit of that. So if you're listening, guys, make our dreams happen at some point. But
yeah.
uh, good addition, Chaz. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Right, now let's actually get into it. The Mackhems on Saturday, 3 p.m. in the UK. Chaz, a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff for Manchester United.
Yeah,
Unheard of.
rare, rare. We're normally a Monday night
Crazy.
and a Tuesday at 2 a.m., aren't we? So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah, nice. Shame it's not a home
yeah.
game.
I know, I know. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. As you mentioned, Champions League secured. So really now we're talking operation. Let's cement that third place. And can we get Bruno to beat that assist record?
Yeah, I think that's the main. And maybe let's test some youngsters. I think maybe they're the main objectives. Like we've got a 6 point gap, so we probably only really need to win one really to probably secure the third spot. But I definitely do want to secure that third spot. So we don't want to be just kind of completely relaxing. Because I guess now that kind of objective's been achieved. And now do some of the players, obviously a lot of them are international players, they start thinking, oh, like, do I go for that tackle? Because I don't want to break my metatarsal and be out of the Brazil or the England or whatever the squad is. So I wonder, I think if you're a player, that must come into your brain a little bit because
Yeah.
obviously you don't get many World Cups. And if you know you're probably going to be in that squad, maybe you do kind of ease up a little bit, which also makes me think, well, maybe you do chuck a couple of youngsters in there um, to kind of keep that energy, like kind of youthful exuberism, potentially.
Do you, do you really? Yeah, I did think that myself as well. But do you really think Carrick's going to risk that with his job on the line as well? Because surely he wants to literally finish so strong, and he is about youth and he is about promoting youth. But there's a gamble to that, right? In terms of imagine if he loses the remaining fixtures, it's not, and we kind of limp to the end of the season. I,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
necessarily mean start youngsters. I just mean
Yeah,
actually bring some on. Um,
yeah.
is what I think. Like instead of bringing Ugarte on, you bring on Jim Thwaites, for example, that type of thing. Um, I don't know. I think that's because that is part of being a United manager, or at least what United stand for is that youth development, and he has achieved the objective. So I get, yeah, the job on the line type thing, but if it's for youthful kind of reasons, then maybe he'll kind of get a freestyle. Particularly, obviously, he's talking to Jason Wilcox, he's talking to Barada and all these people at the same time anyway. So if he's kind of, they'll be in on it, and you think they'll probably support it as well. So that's my theory. But
Fair
yeah,
one.
I
I
do
like
get
to
it.
see.
Yeah, he will want to win, right? And end on a high. Because if he won, what will it be? If he wins the next, it'd be 13 out of 19 he'd have won or something like that, or 14, something like that, if he wins them all. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome record. Um,
Very good.
So yeah, I do get that from a kind of pure Carrick perspective.
I saw something crazy on socials earlier in the week as well, so it's not validated, but something about an agreement with Brazil and Cunha being rested. Did you
Apparently
see
it's,
some of that?
apparently it's rubbish. Yeah, I
Good,
think even
good.
I think Cunha came out and basically was like, nah.
Yeah,
So it was like a story in Brazil.
right.
Yeah, that he was been arrested for the last 3 games, so he's like fresh for Brazil, and Cunha was like, this is not true.
Yeah, you can't be doing that nonsense, can you?
No, definitely not.
Oh, ridiculous. Yeah, well, let's get into Sunderland then. What a season! Absolutely, what a
Yeah,
great season. They've done the double over Newcastle, which is obviously fantastic for them. They sit 12th, 2 points above Newcastle. They're only 5 points off the top six, which, just I don't think anyone at the start of the season would have placed them there. And then they're a comfortable kind of 11 points off the bottom three. But yeah, fantastic season for Sunderland back in the Prem.
yeah, I think it kind of shocked everyone. I think a lot of people had them to like one of the favourites to go down. Basically, I think everyone predicted the three it came up would probably go down. And I think yeah, I think they shocked everyone. It shocked me, and I think it was deserved. Like especially at the start of the season, I think they were like fourth after like 10 games or something like that, and already secured a big chunk of the points towards staying up. So yeah, fair play. And they've like I think early in the season they were just really hard to beat. Like a lot of energy, kind of high tempo, and I think they just kind of caught teams off guard. I think maybe they've tapered off a little bit, probably because of that style of play at the start of the season. Like it's hard to maintain. It's like that. What's his face? Bielsa at Leeds. Like they always fell off because it's hard to maintain those levels for so long. But yeah, fair
Yeah.
play to them. Like especially that double over Newcastle, they'll be absolutely buzzing about. So yeah, like fair play.
Bragging rights up in the northeast. And yeah, as you mentioned, they have kind of tapered off a little bit, and hopefully for us, that's a good thing. So their last three results, last game was a 1-1 draw away at Wolves, where we'll come on to it in a bit, but they had Ballard sent off. They got battered by Forest 5-0 at home. And then before that, they lost in a closer 4-3 to Villa. So they're not in the best form coming into this, which can sometimes be good, but can also sometimes be bad because they've got a point to prove, unless a few of the players are already on the beach because they've had such a
Yeah,
good season already.
yeah, it's a hard one to call. I guess as we know, most teams always, especially the lower teams, always get up for United coming to town. So I would expect expect them to be better. Definitely better than they were against Forest. So yeah, I think I'm not expecting them to roll over. I think it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. But we got the job done at Old Trafford back in October with a 2-0 win. That was Mount and Šeško on the score sheet. Interesting one for later. And Lemons with a clean sheet on his debut. So let's
Yeah.
hope he can get another one. Our last visit to Stadium Light before that was a 3-0 win 9 years ago. So
Who scored?
be a, well, it was actually, and I'm giving something away for later, but not to ruin it. It was Zlatan, Rashford, and our mate Mkhitaryan. We liked him, didn't
All
we?
right. I liked his song anyway.
Yeah, so did I.
Class
Can you
song.
remember it?
Oh, Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan. He's our midfield Armenian. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And yeah, we've actually only lost once in 15 trips at the Stadium of Light.
No, that's
So
not good. We love to break these records these
I
days,
know.
don't we?
uh, Well, hopefully not under Carrick, under some other
Yeah.
managers. But he's been pretty good. And then, yeah, team news. I mentioned something already. I think a big loss for them is Ballard got sent off. Their big centre half against Wolves,
Yeah.
so he'll be missing, which is good.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think I've got a couple of their defenders in my fantasy team, and they've been picking up some decent points across the season. That Reinildo, and I can't remember the one. Begins with A. Um,
yeah,
but they pick up some decent points because that's what I mean. Like they kind of are normally quite hard to beat. Other than recently, they've been conceding quite a lot of goals, but the rest of the season they haven't been getting battered like they have done recently.
another hard fight team. It took a while. It
Yeah.
took a while, but he's got it. He's got it.
Um,
And then they've got Mundell out, but then Traore and Angulo should be available for them. So Ballard's a big one. It's a hole in the centre of the defence, which hopefully opens the doors for our attacking players. In terms of ones to watch, Chaz, anyone that to you kind of like stand out as a player?
Well, obviously there's Xhaka, who's had an amazing season, and then he's been even. I think it was Schmeichel linked him to us this week on a
Yeah,
podcast. Which I kind of, to be fair, it's not a bad shout if you get him for like 10 million. Like as a squad player, he's probably a decent one to have. He's had a good season, but I don't think that's going to happen. Um, so yeah, him, and then yeah, Brobby obviously is a decent, tricky player. I watched them. Who was it they were playing the other week? I can't remember. It was the game obviously before the most recent form where they've been out of a bit of form. But
Forest.
no, he basically played well and scored.
Oh, Villa
But yeah,
maybe
he's
in that 4-3.
yeah, maybe it was the Villa game. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, he's obviously he's a tricky player. Like doesn't stop working hard. It was the Villa game actually because I remember I was watching it because I was obviously watching for a Villa slip up and I thought I had it and obviously Villa scored late.
yeah,
Yeah, he just didn't stop running. I'm pretty sure they took him off. And when they did take him off, because he just worked so hard, I think kind of the levels kind of dropped off a bit. But yeah, he's a good player.
yeah. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Brobby because I was obviously when I was living in Amsterdam, Ajax was the team, and I went to see them a few times. So yeah, he's a handful, and it'll be interesting to see who Carrick decides to put up against him to
Probably
try and
Maguire.
null. Yeah, you'd think so. You'd think so, but
Yeah.
you know, who else? Let's get into United. So in terms of us, Martinez is available after suspension, which is good.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Uh, Šeško is still a bit of a doubt with that shin injury, thanks to Kanate shoving him into the Hoardings. Still not
Yeah.
over that. And obviously, something for us to consider is Dog, who came off the bench against
And
Liverpool.
looked good,
So
I
kind of,
thought.
yeah, what is it? Ballon Dorgu? He always
Brown
looks
doggy,
good.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'd be interesting to see what happens. And like we said, in terms of this game, a big one for Bruno potentially to kind of, you know, get that record. So, fingers crossed that he can do it. In terms of lineups and Chaz, with all that kind of in mind, what are you thinking?
I don't know, because it's a really hard one because all the other games I've just gone like, yeah, saying this, saying
Yeah,
that, saying that. But I think maybe it is a good chance to mix it up a little bit just because give some other players, even for Carrick, assuming he gets their job, just to get another look at them before next season. Like it's maybe not a bad chance. But he might just do that with substitutions. But so I'll go with obviously Lemons in goal. I'll stick with the defense basically, and I'm going to stick with Maguire and um. Actually, no, he's not been injured, has he? He's been suspended. I
yeah,
changed my mind. Actually, I'm going to go Maguire and Martinez then. I think he'll drop
right,
Evan. And
yeah,
then Shaw left back. Um, Then midfield, I'm going to stick with Bruno, Cass, and Cobby. Stick with those three. And here's when I might mix it up a little bit. So I think Šeško might be injured, or at least they don't want to risk him, and they'll save him for the next game. So I'm going to go. They're going to play Brian through the middle, and then Cunha, and then I think maybe a little cheeky Mount on the right is what I'm thinking.
yeah. Nice, nice. I've gone somewhat similar. So, well, at the back, I actually think he's going to stick with Heaven. I feel that he's going to kind of reward him for his last performances, and I think Martinez is always someone that you kind of need to play back in a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see at the back
Yeah,
there.
you wouldn't be
And
annoyed
then
either way, though, right?
no, Heaven's kind of
Yeah,
deserved it, but I do understand. Obviously, Martinez offers us a lot kind of going forward as well. So if he's fully fit and ready, I can see why you might play him, and I wouldn't be mad about it. I also agree that I think he may not start Šeško because of that injury. I think he might actually play Dorgu left as kind of how he came on with Cunha through the middle and Brian outright. So a little bit different.
yeah, yeah.
Same, but different on a similar theme. But I could see Dorgu coming in because he seems to like him on that left side, doesn't he?
Yeah, my only thought actually was that could he drop Shaw and play Ballon out there
Yeah,
as left back as like an attacking force, and then if you did have Mount, say you put Cunha in the middle and Brian on the right, and then you have Mount on the left, for example, then you still have that kind of pace going forward. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does because it is an opportunity to play something different and test some players and try things out. So I think this is probably the one time where we're both like not really sure what they're going to do. Like the last sort of 6 to 8 games, we've pretty much been spot on every time. The only times was the early times where we were picking Šeško and he was picking Brian. But other than that, I think we pretty much nailed every team, other than
Yeah,
injuries.
yeah, yeah. And it's an interesting one around Dorgu. What is he Shaw's successor? Because when I think about it, obviously he was bought for a different system under Amarim, a different type of player, but he's been so good further up front. So, what do you think? Do you think he is the
I
long
think
term?
no, I think he is. I don't think he's a defender. I'd rather see him higher at the pitch, like,
Right.
um, and yeah, I kind of like him there, and he's obviously scoring goals and playing well. I guess he's got the physicality and the engine to get up and down, so that is a positive. But I think I see him as a left winger more so now, and I think that also helps us in the case of what we need to buy in the summer. Do we need to buy a left winger if we've got him as a left winger? Then, because I think you're better off buying an actual proper left back who can
Yeah.
actually defend. Like a new Shaw is what we actually need, more so than having Dorgo at left back and then buying uh, left midfielder. And I also think it's cheaper doing it that way around, just
Yeah.
from a financial perspective, because there's not many kind of quality left midfielders out there. Um, so that's probably what I think. I'd rather see him because basically I think he's going to turn into Gareth Bale. So
Yes, please. Well, yeah, the summer will be telling then to see what we go for based on that because yeah, I do think I've been impressed with Dorgu and he got so unlucky that timing of his injury was just such a shame because he was flying.
yeah,
So it'd be interesting to see if he can end the season on a high. And yeah, I'm predicting that he might actually even get a start against Sunderland on Saturday. But score, Jazz, is it my turn to go first?
you go. I think I went first last time because I said we both said 3-1, right? No, what did we say?
Yeah, we did.
For Liverpool, yeah,
3-1.
3-1. Yeah,
Yeah.
we both said 3-1. Yeah, you go first this time.
All right, no copying, but let's watch your face if I say exactly what you were going to say.
I'll tell you if it's the same.
I'm joking, I'm joking. I've gone 2-0 United, and I've gone Bruno and Mbuemo.
Is Bruno getting an assist record joint?
He's getting a goal as far as I'm concerned, and I think maybe not this game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
what about you?
going 3-1.
Right?
Goal scorers are Brian, Cunha, and Bruno. I feel
Okay.
like we're going to get a penalty and Bruno's going to score it basically.
Yeah, that's class. Okay, so two confident wins there. I like it. I like it. And yeah, it'd be great to get another win. And what's that? If we win our next two as well, that fella can finally get his hair cut. That's right,
That's
isn't it?
true, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 3 in a row with one. So yeah, this will
His
be the
last
fourth.
chance. What's he going to do? Is he just going to keep going until next season if we don't?
I think so, yeah.
Bonkers, bonkers. Uh, Great. Okay. Well, excited for that game. But before we kind of wrap up, let's have a look at some of the other games from the game week. So quite I'd say juicy one, mainly just probably historically, but Liverpool v Chelsea. So Chelsea have been awful. And obviously, Liverpool, meh.
Yeah.
What do you think there?
Liverpool win at home.
Yeah.
Like I said, Chelsea have been awful. They got battered by Forest's second team. So yeah, I don't see anything other than Liverpool win there. Like I know Liverpool have been pretty bad as well, but their pretty bad is not as bad as Chelsea's is currently. So yeah, I reckon Liverpool win there.
And it's likely to be maybe a salary return and one of his last games at Anfield as well. So you can imagine that
Yeah,
being a bit of a
yeah,
thing for
they'll
him.
make it me like that, won't they?
Oh, they will. Oh, they will. He should have gone last. He should have gone last year, but they'll drag it out a little bit more. Our combined 11 went down well, by the way. Well, a few people did not agree,
Yeah,
but
saw that.
that's what we like. It's what we like. Uh, and then other games. So Spurs at home to Leeds. That'll be an interesting one. Obviously, pretty much
Yeah,
Leeds are safe now,
Leeds are
aren't they? Really,
safe, so
but
I could see Leeds surprising them there. Like I think obviously Spurs got that win at Villa the other day, but I think Villa were awful. Like I'm thinking about tonight. So I think Leeds will have a bit of fight about them. I think it's one of those if Leeds get a goal early, like I think Spurs' heads could just go.
yeah,
Maybe De Zerbi's kind of coaching that out of them, I don't know, but I don't know. I could see a little slip up there, maybe a draw or something.
But they have got their tails up, obviously, after that big win against Villa. So
Yeah.
we'll see. And then City at home to Brentford in the title race. City get the job done there. Brentford, we know,
Yeah.
tricky customer.
They are a tricky customer. I think at home, I think they'll win that. If it was Brentford
Yeah.
away, I would probably be a bit more like, oh, that could be a draw. But I think after what happened on Monday as well, I think Pep will probably get them pretty fired up to win that one.
Yeah, I think it could be a bit of a mini like reset for City where they've obviously like gutted after that, and it's like, right, whatever we do, we just at least win our remaining
Do our
games and
jobs.
just
Yeah.
put it all. And they play before Arsenal as well, so it's a good chance to lay down a marker because then Arsenal have got they're away to West Ham on Sunday, which
Yeah.
there's definitely a slip up there.
Yeah, you say that, but then West Ham got battered by Brentford last week, like 3-0. But yeah, it's just they've got so much to fight for, which is the games Arsenal played recently against other teams haven't really had much to fight for. Like Fulham got nothing.
Yeah.
So West Ham are fighting for their lives. So also, for example, if Spurs do drop points against Leeds on Saturday, then West Ham will be so fired up for it, and you imagine there'll be a pretty good atmosphere. So there could be I could see a draw there potentially. You never know.
Yeah, like, West Ham are an odd one and London derby, so they're not going to want to do any favours for Arsenal. And, they've got some special players like Bowen and stuff who can just do something out of nowhere. Arsenal, obviously, probably absolutely shattered after all them celebrations in the
Yeah.
week as well. So, who knows? Who knows? I honestly think that's not the end of the title
So
race.
there's
I
another
think
twist.
there's more drama and there's more ridiculous content for us to enjoy from all of our beloved Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And as always, Chaz, it's a preview, so that means challenge Chaz. I feel we
Yeah.
need some kind of like theme music or something at
Jingle.
some point.
Yeah.
If anyone listening or watching fancies making some challenge Chaz trivia, let us know. Drop it in the comments, please.
We'll get AI on it.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Rogue One. I did go down the route of looking at our last fixture at Stadium Light, which you mentioned earlier
Oh
on,
God.
9 years ago. Very random question from me, but it was a 3-0 win, and it was Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, and younger Marcus Rashford when he still loved Man United. Terrible. My very random question for you in that fixture is, who played in goal for us that day?
9 years ago.
And I would use some logic. Oh, nailed on.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
I was watching. What was I watching? It was Talking to the Devils did a quiz thing the other day, and they were naming. I can't remember. They were naming goalkeepers or something. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't that specific question. And he reminded me of him basically, and then it made the sense timeline wise.
I'm worried
He's a
now, isn't it?
Class number 2.
Very good number 2, to be fair.
But if you'd have said that question without you saying who the goal scorers were earlier on, it would have found it a lot harder, I reckon.
I've ruined my own question. Brilliant.
Yeah, but still, I think it's still fairly impressive.
That was good. I'll give you that. And you didn't even miss a beat. And I'm going to have to check my notes afterwards and make sure I didn't send it to you in my...
No, you definitely didn't.
That was really good. And actually, I watched the highlights back of that, and it just made me appreciate Zlatan again.
Yeah, he was
because
class.
Yeah, he scored a great goal, and then he got an assist for Rashford as well. And just what a player to have up front.
Yeah, we should have signed him 5-10 years before.
Yeah, wonderful player. Wonderful player. Well, you've nailed that, Jazz. Superb. Very impressed. Very impressed. But what do you guys think? I mean, you didn't even get a chance to get it quicker than Chaz because you just got it right way. But
yeah,
let us know if you would have got it. What do you think about this game? Do you agree with our lineups? Do you agree with my lineup? Chaz's lineup? Have you got your own? What do you think about the score and the scorers? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget, also add in where you're watching or listening from, how long you've been supporting United, and tell us why you love them. We love to get your feedback and to engage with fellow Reds around the world. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, follow on all the platforms, and we will catch you in the next one where we look back at the game against Sunderland. Come on, United!